Doing it. We get our first look at some Joes from the 1983 figure line, and Quinn is back. Join us as we dive into issues 11 and 12 of the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero comic.
And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero comic reaction series. I am Michael, and here with me each week for the series is Soundtracks with Birdman. Birdman, how's it hanging?
I think Zoran would be better qualified to answer that question, but it's pretty good.
Of course she would. I would expect nothing less. Nothing less.
Oh. So you are right. Quinn has returned, and that makes me very happy. But
yeah.
Sad at the same time because I know our time is short and it's not meant to last.
Why would you say that?
Like that trip in the Waffle House on a Sunday morning.
All the best things happen at Waffle
Where
House.
names are not exchanged, but diseases that last a lifetime are.
You heard it here first.
Oh, who's in the chat tonight?
Give a quick hello to the chat. We got Pedro from Portugal, and it is a little past 1:30 in the morning for Mr. Pedro. So
God bless you, my friend. Much appreciated.
We got Pete R in the house. We got Door, Hail Cobra, and we got Joe Fan 84. Evening, how are y'all this evening? I'm good, actually. It's a short work week, and so everybody's trying to jam pack everything into a couple days.
Oh my God, it's like Thanksgiving. I had to go to Publix to get some brown sugar to put on my brown sugar to add to the brown sugar that I'm cooking with the butter on Thursday.
Oh yeah. Really good. We got Timbo from Limbo sneaking in. Greetings, y'all. Is a toy sorcerer still under the weather? I hope she feels better soon. She is getting better, and I think we are planning a stream for this Black Friday. So stay tuned. I know that, yeah, it's hard. The last week was hard, so we just took it off. But thanks for joining us this evening. All right, we got A Real American Hero issue number 11. That's a nice cover we got there, huh? With the polar battle bear. We got a Viper glider.
And I had everything that's on this cover at one point in time.
You did?
Did.
That's cool.
And I was never big on the Arctic vehicles because, you know, living in Alabama, it's like I don't, you know, what's the point? Right. But that was like what? That was like a $5 vehicle, wasn't it, back in the day?
I think it was less than that. It was probably $2 something. Stuff was so inexpensive back then. Like, damn. So you were telling me before we went live, you were looking on eBay for the Viper glider. Tell us about that.
I was. And I found 3 complete. Two Joe ones. I think one was 4, one was 5, and one Cobra one that was, I think, $1,500. So yeah, I ordered all of them because, you know, gotta have all of them Pokemons.
That's right. Got to collect them all.
Yeah. Who in the chat had the gliders as a kid, or who currently has a complete glider? Post your address in the chat section and leave your doors unlocked tomorrow night.
Wow. Looks like Door can relate. Says, I'm in Oklahoma. We get 1,000-degree summers and 3 feet of solid ice winters, the worst of every world. I guess you would have some use for a polar battle bear, right, Door?
I think that was the only Arctic vehicle I ever had.
Didn't have the cat, the snow cat?
I never saw a point in owning the snow cat. I'm just like, I'll never get to play with it because it never snows.
Door never had any of the gliders. I didn't have any of the gliders either. I think one of my friends did, or one of them brought it to school. But I do have a Viper glider pilot, and he catches a nice pretty penny on eBay. That was just left over from my collection binge buying back in the early 2000s. I never sold it because it's got like a minty white Cobra symbol or silver Cobra symbol. I was like,
Do you have the grunt version?
I believe I do. Yeah, I think he's packed away in a box somewhere though. But Joe Fan, right it only ices here in Bama. So
Shall we crack the cover and start this beautiful story?
it's cracked.
And I'm gonna say like things we're about to kick off, like I think it's like a 10-issue story arc.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Sweet.
you know, because you mentioned like, well, this like a continuing story. I'm like, yeah, man, but this is like a year-long story arc that's coming up.
All right. Yeah, I guess we can't cover it in one sitting. So
I mean, my ass would get tired, but you know.
We got Door saying snow days weren't for playing with toys. It was for tossing snowballs into your friend's little brother's face and making him cry. He mended
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
He mended that. So yeah, first appearance of Wild Bill.
A lot of first appearances in this issue.
Will you tell me about them when we get to them?
Okay.
All right, because I don't know who's coming back and who's not. So
okay, well, first panel right here, you got Wild Bill, Doc, and Snow Job. And I guess that's a Huey.
Yeah, it does not look like the Dragonfly.
It's not Dragonfly. I know it ain't in Blackhawk because they haven't been invented yet. So, but I mean, honestly, neither have his tanks. Where the hell's my his tank?
All right. Yeah, we get the first glimpse of the hiss down below, which is cool.
So there's a pipeline trouble going on in Alaska, and it opens up with firefight. And we got Hawk, Snake Eyes, Rock and Roll pinned down, and chopper full of Joes with Breaker, and they land and they unload they just call it Battle Bear snowmobile. They don't call it the Polar Battle Bear.
Yeah, maybe the Polar is already understood since it's a snow vehicle, but yeah, they do call it the Battle Bear.
So Short Fuse, Grand Slam, and Steeler are all wounded. But Doc's like, y'all gonna be fine. And they're like, thanks, Doc. And then Doc goes to the front of the line. And we've got Gung Ho.
Yeah.
Who's just wearing his, vest, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, how he's lying down in the snow, bare chested. I love it.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that, but I mean,
he's gung ho.
He's gung ho. That's true. And Rock and Roll's like knocking him.
Yeah.
It's like, Hawk, it's 5 below zero, and that maniac Gyrene is running bare chested just so we won't miss his core tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah, it don't seem like he liked him too much. What his file card reads. But could look it up really quickly.
Doc went to Harvard, right? He went to Harvard Med, didn't he?
Let's check it out here. Let's see. Yojo Doc. Doc V1. All right. Graduated from Harvard Medical School, completed residency at Johns Hopkins, and avowed pacifist on his file card. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Score 1 for the bird brain.
So it looks like they've taken out several hisses and they've lost their heavy stuff in the process. So it's not really clear right now what Cobra's doing with this pipeline just yet.
Probably just, chaos, mayhem, and destruction.
Yeah, I mean, they could be just using it to just find their way down the snow because it's the only marker, and they just follow that, and they can just go to the next thing, right? Who knows? Who knows?
They do commandeer a his tank, and they take off in the polar battle bear.
Yes.
And Snow Job, it's interesting, starts talking a tale about Gung Ho's sister. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
I knew you'd pick up on that one.
Rock and Roll's like, Snow Job, how you know about his sister? And he says, he likes me, offered to set me up with her on a date, but she doesn't seem like my type. Tell you what I can do, though.
His hot sister.
And hot sister.
Right.
And Doc is like checking out Snake Eyes. He's trying to do like, a exam, I guess. And he wants to look underneath his mask, and Snake Eyes just points his Uzi at his face.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah,
oh.
that's hardcore. Well, I mean, he can't say no. You know?
No.
I mean,
yeah. That's his version of saying no, right?
Yeah. It's pointing Uzi at someone's face.
That's right.
And that's clutch, right? Driving the his tank.
Let's see. That doesn't look like clutch because he's got like a yellow.
Well, this is comic book. He could have yellow this panel and brown the next. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sure.
But he says nobody ever takes off Snake Eyes' mask ever. And then if you read the next issue, you know what's going on there.
Yes. Well,
Meanwhile, mini levels beneath the town of Springfield in Cobra headquarters, G.I. Joe has stumbled on our pipeline operation sooner than anticipated. What shall we do now, Baroness? And they're discussing bringing in some new person.
Yeah.
The counterpart of Hawk. He shall be my surrogate commander in the field. And he just rolls up like a garage door. Okay, you get this booty shot of Destro right there.
That's right. You gotta show the goods, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like the Baroness and Destro have met already.
They have.
I love that. Door says
the Waffle House, maybe?
Snowdrop triggers his inner Beavis.
So now, do you consider this first appearance of Destro?
Yeah, I mean, if you show 80% of somebody, like, you don't need the headshot to confirm that's Destro.
Because that's like a contentious topic of discussion in comic books. It's like, what constitutes first appearance? If someone's fully shown on the last page of a comic book, is that the first appearance? Or do they have to be shown throughout the entire comic book? Like Wolverine and first appeared in the Incredible Hulk. I mean, I'm sure you know this story. And the Incredible Hulk is like rampaging through Canada, just like stomping trees and stuff. And then, like, in the very last panel, Wolverine comes out, like, But that's not considered the first appearance of Wolverine, not until the next issue where he's on the cover and him and the Hulk are fighting and they fight for the entire issue. That's considered the first appearance of Wolverine. I'm just like,
okay.
I mean, he is there full. I think it's like a splash page, the very last page of the previous issue. And not only is, I think you're right, probably 80 to 90% of Destro shown, but he's actually got a story arc in this book. He actually does something. It's not just like, check out his ass and his wrist rockets, He does something.
Yeah. Yeah, we
But
got.
I don't think this is considered the first appearance of Destro. I think it's not so. A couple issues later.
All right. Well, we got Eric P in the house saying one page counts as first appearance. Full first appearance is when they're in it more. All right.
Okay.
But I don't know. It counts as, oh, how about this? An appearance of this show. There. So. All right, we got Snow Job spotting some cobras. They're tracking and they've stopped at a pumping station along the pipeline. So the cobras unload some heavy duty canisters, and one of the Hiss takes off with most of the infantry, which is not a good thing to do.
And we have a discussion. It's like, what do you make of this rock and roll? And rock and roll wants to do one thing. Gung Ho wants to do something else. Snake Eyes agrees with Gung Ho. Hawk agrees with rock and roll. And rock and roll still like not liking Gung Ho, and Snow Job is still building up the story about his sister.
Yeah,
which comes into play later in the book.
Oh, in the book?
Well, yeah, at the end of this particular issue.
Oh, the book meaning this book.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And we got Jester driving a Hiss tank.
See, he's in it for a lot of the story. So
he is.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they chose to make him so elusive, but it's kind of cool.
I don't know. I mean, it does seem kind of weird.
Did they not want spoilers for the rest of the 1983 figures?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. If you have an answer, post it below in the chat or the comment section if you're watching this in the future.
The future.
So we got this pumping station at the pumping station. Careful, don't spill any of that stuff.
No.
Don't have to tell me how dangerous this is. I just want to get this stuff in the pipeline and get out of here. Just the same, I'd rather be here than with that specialist the commander parachuted into us. He gave me the creeps. Did you see his party's over? Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Boom. Waste a bunch of Cobra dudes. And it turns out they spilled some stuff. You fools! Your fire broke open the canisters. Those canisters contain a plague toxin. We've all been exposed. You've got less than 6 hours to live.
Oh.
It's like, whatever. I'd be like, I call shenanigans. But then, wait, there's more. More blah, 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 blah. Mortar attack. No, wait. It's an RPG attack. So the Cobra Infantry Squad circled back, and they took out the Hiss tank, and they're going to take out the building.
Yeah,
Is there a classified Cobra figure with a rocket launcher?
Good question. I know there are several Joes with rocket launchers, but I forget if they've repurposed that for a Cobra. So that's a good question. No, they've repurposed it a few times.
Raptors on sale at Target?
No, because I ain't buying it, even if it's on sale.
I think he's like $10.
What can I get for $10?
Nothing. You live in California. You can't buy nothing with $10.
I can't buy jack. It's probably not even $10 in California. It's probably like 20.
Yeah. So they get the Polar Battle Bear. Hope to say that a couple times fast.
Yep, they got a radio breaker and tell them about the contaminant oil flow, hoping that Wild Bill can fly down to the next pump station and stop it. They take Snow Job Doc and Snake Eyes take that Battle Bear to track down the remaining Hiss before their 6 hours are up. Man, if you knew you had 6 hours to live, like, would you be doing that? No, I'd be like going to like Hawaii or something. be like, screw that.
They're in Alaska. I don't think they really have many options on what they can do.
They're G.I. Joe. They have all the options. Come on.
Okay. Have you ever been on a snowmobile?
No. You?
No. I live in Alabama.
Look, I don't know what the climate is where you live,
Hot.
but sometimes you say it snows, so I don't really get it.
Yeah, maybe like 2 days a year.
There, you can use your battle bear. So, all right. We got Wild Bill got that message received, and then he takes Airborne with him to the pump station to stop the contamination. Airborne.
So we have another person
Airborne?
here. Yeah.
Airborne.
We got all the new Joes in this comment.
That's cool. And did Airborne come out in? Yeah, Airborne came out in 83 too. Man, they were going really really introducing them characters for them toys, huh?
That they are.
But yeah, so the Joe's wait for the RPG to fire again and take off as he's reloading. Man, those RPGs could wreak some havoc.
They can. Did you ever see Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
Yep. That's what brought down the helicopters.
RPGs. And we got rock and roll floor. It's no job. That RPG team's halfway reloaded. Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool the way that Cobra is not as bumbly and foolish as they are in the cartoon as in the comic.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not. If this was the cartoon, they already would have been retreated to go back home.
Yeah, we got Clint Jorgensen in the house. Snowmobiles are overrated. So I don't know what the climate is in your place, Clint. Maybe you got one parked on the side of your house. They seem like a lot of upkeep. You got to clean them out, stuff like that. But all right, so the Joes get the battle bear up the hill, and the RPG. Snake Eyes reaches down and grabs a weapon from Cobra Infantry. They continue without.
He's a ninja,
and yeah, he's a ninja. So Gung Ho says, "Getting out is one thing; getting back is the real challenge."
And Hawk's like, that's why I send Snake Eyes. He always makes it back.
That's true. True that. Jeez, Clint, my neighbor does and drives it around his yard. Do you ever drive it? Do you ever like push him off and commandeer it, Clint? That'd be funny. If you haven't, you might try it and see what happens.
Maybe you could dress up like Snake Eyes and do it, That way when he calls the police and the guy tells police, like, yeah, like Snake Eyes just commandeered my snowmobile, they'll just laugh at your neighbor and be like, whatever, dude.
All right. Yeah. Clint, you can put on a Snake Eyes mask if you want to and make it real. So we got Breaker calling back to General Flag requesting reinforcements in the quarantine zone. Flag grants them reinforcements, but they don't have enough personnel in the area for a quarantine zone. I mean, we're talking about a small operation here. But, of course, Cobra has tapped into their radio signal and heard the whole exchange because Cobra Commander, right?
Cobra Commander.
You can just do that. So he's heard the whole exchange, and Joe's followed tank tracks back to a nuclear power plant where they are told that Cobra came through and took enough plutonium to start World War III. The Joes continued to track them down. Damn. What are they trying to do? There's a nuclear power plant out next to an oil pipeline.
In Alaska, where nobody lives. Logic.
All right. Yeah, Clint, I know you're a good guy. He's a good guy. There'll be no pushing people off the snowmobile. All right, fine. So, all right.
Minutes later, the hang gliders come in.
Oh boy.
They don't look as cool here as they did on that commercial.
No, they don't. But they make some cool sounds though. With the firing.
Oh, polka, 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 polka?
That's right.
Or is it Paka? Paka.
It could
Hey,
be
is
like
anyone in the chat hooked on phonics? Could you give us a better idea how you should pronounce that?
That's funny. Oh, we do get to see the Joe version of the glider too.
We do. It gets like airdropped from the Huey.
Yep. And how else is it? Yeah, I guess it unfolds.
That's not how the toy worked. I don't remember it doing that.
No, because you'd break it in a heartbeat and then you'd cry. Because then you'd be like, in the future, this is going to be worth $1,500.
I wonder if anyone's actually paid that for one, or that's, you know, like what do people actually pay for that?
I don't know.
Would you pay $1,500 for one?
No. I would for Jabba's sail barge.
I thought you bought Jabba's sail barge.
I did. That's what I'm saying. I would. So it's kind of cool. They have a glider fight, which I don't really know how that works physics wise, but you know, I love it. Oh my gosh. And we got Airborne coming down. The name's Airborne, and I'm the new Joe in town. And he even got Airborne on his helmet. I love it. You don't really know. You can't forget who he is.
And we got Snake Eyes taking out 2 gliders with 1 RPG.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good with them RPGs. I love it. He's a good shot. So he's a ninja and an expert RPG man.
Yes. Did you like Airborne back in '83?
I don't think I had him, but yeah, I do like him.
You got him now though, right?
Yeah. I remember having Airborne, but yeah, I like him a lot.
My grandmother bought me Airborne.
Oh.
I think he was one of my favorite Joes back in the. I think I'd probably put him in the top 20 favorite Joes ever.
Wow.
I liked his outfit. I liked the gear he came with. I liked the fact that he was a Native American. It just made it, you know, interesting.
That's cool. That's awesome.
And then Airborne glides down to the polar battle bear. It's like, howdy, call me Airborne. Real name, Tall Tree Franklin E. Tall Tree, that an Indian name? No, it's Native American, dumbass.
You didn't write dumbass in there.
Well, it's implied.
It's implied, yes. Of course it is. Of course. So yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's I guess yeah, how do you that's I don't know. It's weird to me that you get introduced to a new teammate in battle. I would think that you would maybe train with them a little bit, but where did they pick this guy up that he's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna drop him into battle and introduce himself to everybody. But we are not here to question.
Was Airborne, was he a ranger? Or was he just infantry?
Let's see. Mr. Airborne is
Pull up that file card.
file card. Airborne. It says primary specialty airborne infantryman.
Okay.
Secondary specialty helicopter gunship gunner.
Yeah.
Airborne jokes around and gets loose, but he's serious too, dead serious. You look at him and sometimes he's looking right through you. It must be the Indian in him. The Navajo call it the far-seeing look. Spooky. So, well, there you go.
What's his birthplace?
His what?
Where was he born?
Navajo Reservation in Arizona.
Okay.
All right. See, learning a lot of stuff doing this. Because I don't think I've read a file card in decades, which is fun. So we got Airborne dispensing the pleasantries. And we got Hawk telling that Cobras tricked them. What?
Yep, they're waiting for the Huey to come in so the heat seeker can home in on their exhaust.
There you go. They have that RPG hidden, ready to take out that copter, and they don't stand a chance until Gung Ho charges at that pump station to take out the Cobras alone. And
he beats them with his grenade launcher.
Well, you fire a grenade launcher at that short a distance, one, it's going to make a mess and you might get hurt. But, you know, we said got rock and roll. What's that crazy jarhead trying to prove? He just does not like the guy.
No. Meanwhile, pumping station number 2. So I guess this is Wild Bill's Arctic gear that he's wearing.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like Han Solo, right?
It is kind of Han Solo-y, yeah.
It's like he's down in Hoth. We got Bill and Zap make it to pumping station number 2, and the oil company employees are there to stop the flow. And we got Destro reporting back to Cobra Commander that he's prepared to execute the final part of the plan.
Uh-oh.
That is correct, Cobra Commander. So we got the Joes at Pump Station 1 rounding up a whole buttload of Cobra troops. Look at that.
Hawk's got himself an Uzi. I wish I had an Uzi.
Well, just go get one.
Yeah, Uzis aren't cheap, my friend.
Look, when you got something to go get, you just go get it. No questions asked.
Okay. When are you getting your Viper glider?
Yeah. So, all right. So we got Rock and Roll being a little impressed with Gung Ho's work now, right? Maybe he's warming up to him. So, I mean, you got to, because he wants Gung Ho to set him up with his sister, right?
Yes. And Gung Ho's like, I break your face, my sister should be 9 years old.
Oh boy.
And Gung Ho says, well, that's the age of consent in Louisiana.
What the
but only if you're cousins.
I don't think he said that.
No, he doesn't say that.
Unless you got the alternate version of the comic that I don't.
Yeah, I got like one extra panel here that you don't know.
Okay.
No, I'm just making fun of Cajun people.
I know. Oh, jeez. Cajun, raging Cajun.
Cajun. I've got a good YouTube friend from Louisiana, or however he says it. I can't do it.
But. Louisiana. All right, we got pumping station 2, and the probe is inserted into the pipeline.
Oh yeah.
It's got some radioactive material in it. They are told it is to help keep track of the contamination. So we got the Joe's on the polar battle bear again. and they notice those tank tracks go into a shed, and they realize that whoever Wild Bill is talking to probably isn't on their side. So they put 2 and 2 together that the stolen plutonium is in the probe being sent down to the pipeline. Zap busts in and tells Wild Bill that the men are Cobras. Cobra troopers think they have outdrawn the Joes, but Wild Bill will not be outdrawn. You cannot outdraw that gunslinger.
He just takes him out.
Blam, blam, blam.
But wait, there's more.
There's more?
Guess who's hiding in the shadows?
Specialist.
The plague toxin was a ruse to draw attention away from the nuclear plant and also force you to shut down the pipeline, providing an excuse for the probe to carry the plutonium down the pipeline. Station 3, where a Cobra helicopter crew is waiting to fly out of the country. That's what I call planning, bitches.
That is planning. That's cool. That was quite a ruse, though. But I love it. Then we get a glimpse of Doc's pacifism, as he won't fire a weapon, but he throws a snowball and attempts to take down the specialist.
And he tackles them.
Yeah.
I mean,
He gives him a nice hug. Or a tackling, as he says.
And then he just, kicks him away and escapes.
There you go. I love the sound effects in here on the top. Puncha, puncha, puncha.
And Snake Eyes finds his tank with wired to, it goes boom. I mean, it says boom. So
boom. I mean, yeah, you got the whole house getting lit up, or that shed, or whatever the heck that is. But you got Destro sneaking out that window. He attempts to use his wrist missile to blow up the battle bear, but it's a dud. Now, you're a weapon specialist. How would you have a dud? I mean, maybe luck of the draw, but that's not a good look for a weapon specialist.
I mean, toy habits, it happens to all of us sometimes,
You know what? I agree. Sometimes you just can't get it off. But we got Doc revealing that he's snatched the antidote from Destro in the fight. So he was pulling like a switcheroo there. He was like tackling him. But
I would say he pulled a Snake Eyes.
Oh, I like that. You're right. You are definitely right. But the Joes still have to stop the plutonium in the pipeline and get that antidote back to their friends at Pump Station 2. They got a big job ahead of them. Doc tells the Cobra troopers that they released the toxin into the pipeline and all the Cobra troopers are infected, and will trade them the antidote for the plutonium. And they take the trade without question. They are very loyal to Cobra Commander.
The guys last week who died on that boat thing, I guess these are like the reserve Cobra troops. They're just like, yeah, I like this, but I don't like it enough to die.
Yeah. Well, I guess they had to replace all the people that they lost on there, and maybe they watched the video and then they're like, I ain't going out like that. Oops. But we're back at the Joe base camp. So Doc lines up the drills to get into the real antidote, and he's traded the Cobra's tetanus boosters. Doc's actually being a doc. I love it.
He is.
Giving people anecdotes.
And we learned that Gung Ho's sister is a child model, and she's still 9 years old.
Okay.
And everyone's laughing about it. They're like, "Ha ha, joke's on you. It was just a funny, ha ha, so cute. We
Yeah.
played with your emotions and toyed with them. Ha ha."
But it was a cool little Alaskan adventure in this one. But we do find out that that's why they call Snow Job Snow Job.
Because he tells stories.
That's right. That's right. This was a little longer comic than the others, right? Felt like a little longer story.
24 pages.
A lot.
Cricket.
But I thought it was a cool story. And it introduced a lot of toys that were coming out in 83. So that was cool. Did you like the story?
I did. I'm glad we're bringing in more characters. I'm glad we're finally getting legit G.I. Joe vehicles and not just this like crazy stuff. It's just like, what the hell is that?
I don't even remember the acronyms from a couple issues ago.
Was it like
SPL or something like that?
The
SPC,
Striker or something? Yeah.
COWG, whatever.
I've always like his tank, his tank and Rattler, top Cobra vehicles ever.
There you go.
And you know what? I'll probably throw in the Thing too.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it looked like Cobra was also one step ahead of the Joes until the end when the Joes outwitted everybody. But that was a cool story. It kept moving. And yeah, I like all the new characters and stuff because there's only so much you can do with a tiny group of Joes that you had in the first 10 issues. But
then we come to issue 12. Now we're kicking off like the first long story arc.
Oh, cool. All right. Oh yeah, you're right. Because I ended this one and I was like, wait, it's a cliffhanger. Oh.
There's gonna be a couple cliffhangers coming up.
All right.
Not the one with Sylvester Stallone.
But we got on the cover, we got Stalker, Gung Ho, Breaker, and Snake Eyes bailing off this boat as a missile or whatever that is coming at them. But again, I think we talked about this last week. It has the tail of the Rattler, but it's not a Rattler.
Really, and the title of this issue is 3 Strikes for Snake Eyes.
Yes.
Let me grab Miss Bossy Pants. I'll be right back.
All right, no worries. So yeah, it looks like this issue is taking place in my backyard in San Francisco. So get right into the action, and the Joes are chasing a Najahana Video Corp van. And if that doesn't scream either Cobra or a really bad use of a like FBI surveillance van. That's what that screams right there. But I was just telling everybody this story takes place in San Francisco, which is in my backyard. Literally. Oh, and he's gone again. He left me. So shootouts in San Francisco. But it's kind of cool. They got the really steep hills of San Francisco in this one. But I was saying like this Najahana Video Corp van is like a really bad repurposement of a like FBI undercover vehicle. It's like Duke City Flowers and Breaking Bad, right? screams police. But no, it's Cobra. But Joe's have been tipped off that the Cobras are in the van and made off with some missile guidance chips.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh. So,
And this guy's poor car is about to get
it just gets creamed right in half. I love it.
But he's okay. He's okay. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean it just basically just splits it right in half. And the guy's just like, he's kind of weird looking. It's like a business dude with a mohawk. I love it. You'll find them in San Francisco. Cuts the car right in half.
Does. And then there's Pinto that goes, doom. Just scroll down a little bit. You can see the doom.
Oh, sorry. Where am I?
Scroll down one more page.
Oh, one more page. Okay.
Like one more page. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, they slam in the back of that Pinto.
Yeah, and it explodes like Pintos often do, right? But one Cobra Trooper makes it out, and we see, who is this? Who is this guy?
So Breaker's getting his ass handed to him by some biker dudes.
Let go, you swine. Yeah, he's got some interesting marking on his face. It's like his I don't know, it's got like two.
That's Scarface.
Oh, okay.
The first Cobra blue shirt to get a name.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
And he shoots clutch.
That's crazy. So yeah, so Clutch, yeah, he gets shot in the leg. He's not able to pursue the guy any further, right? That's crazy. Oops, I'm going backwards. Sorry about that. My leg. My leg. So Scarface got away, and Scarlet shoots the earring out of one biker's ears. Man, she's a good shot. They jump on their bikes and leave the Joes to examine what's left of the crates from the wreckage, and they see that they were headed to the Naha Trading Company in the Sierra Gordo. So to a Senor K with the guidance chips. We're hidden under a bunch of video game circuits. And why bury these missile guidance chips with a bunch of these video game circuits? Good question.
The California thing.
Yep, I was just about to say that. But back in DC, we got General Flagg is talking to Hawk about the situation. Sierra Gordo is right in the middle of a revolution, and the missile chips are being sent there. It could be bad news. So we want to, of course, send a small team of Joes. And so Hawk suggests Breaker, Stalker, Snake Eyes, and Gung Ho take the mission. Beep. Now, what the heck is going on here?
We got Stalker and Breaker going undercover.
I love it. Undercover, like what are they in a Western or something?
Stalker's just like, I don't know, like J.R. Ewing or something. But Snake Eyes is keeping an eye out in a tree with binoculars, and Gung Ho's just hanging out in the hammock.
Yep, the Ray John Cajun.
Maureen,
So
you got video games and we've got money. Think we can do a deal? Why, yeah. I like money and I like to sell video games. Come inside to my humble abode.
Who is this guy?
Dr. Venom.
Oh, Dr. Venom's back too. Look at that.
And
he likes to wheel and deal.
He does, and he was like very naughty man. I was maybe we'll get a classified figure of Dr. Venom. I wonder if people would buy Dr. Venom.
Maybe. I'll bet you Super 7 probably makes a Dr. Venom before.
I mean, like imagine Dr. Mindbender if he wasn't kooky. You know, put on a shirt, grow some hair,
yeah,
and lose the cape.
Ditch the monocular.
Yeah, wear a lab coat and tie, and just randomly kill people.
Right. So,
but Snake Eyes sees that it's Dr. Venom through, I guess, it's binoculars. So it's like, okay, we gotta get to town.
Yeah.
And who does Gung Ho literally bump into?
Scarface.
Yes.
Begins chasing. Yeah. Like, okay, now this big chase ensues. And we got Dr. Venom telling Stalker he doesn't have any video games to sell, Stalker, but Stalker lets him know that he recently received over 100 games. Dr. Venom tells him he could only know that if he was working for Cobra or with G.I. Joe, and he is certain he is not working for Cobra.
And the blue shirts break in, and a gunfight ensues.
Yeah.
And I guess Breaker just had his bag filled up with guns, an Uzi, a shotgun, and a.
That's a lot of 45. That's a lot of armaments to fit in there.
I know.
But hey, it comes in handy, right?
I don't know how you can't win that fight at that distance with a shotgun. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
I would think between the shotgun and the Uzi that I'm sure is like full auto. They should have been able to wipe out those Cobra officers pretty easily at that range.
Yeah. But they don't.
But guess who does wipe out the Cobra people? Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes is a badass.
Punch, 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 punch from behind the door. And I'm not sure what that one guy's saying, like in G. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. We'll just move on.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
So we captured Dr. Venom, and then all of a sudden, rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat, look who it is.
Quinn is back.
Don't worry, you're not even scratched. And Snake Eyes is pointing his Uzi at Quinn, like, Ah, the shadow man hesitates to shoot. Perhaps he remembers how I spared his life in the Arctic. Or perhaps he's wondering why I didn't disarm him as I do the others. The bolt on your Uzi is locked back, indicating a dry magazine. Throw down your weapon and nobody will die.
Donk. This is like Outback Quinn.
Yes.
Different than Arctic Quinn.
Yes.
No rules, just right.
But he's got that weasel skull necklace again, which is cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So I guess he's got more than one because he gave his last one to Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a good supply of those if you're giving them out like candy.
Yeah, true.
But later.
And then Dr. Venom, man, he just wants to pistol whip Snake Eyes in the face with his gun.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Venom's got like anger issues.
He totally does. He's remembering, you know, probably when Snake Eyes was in the previous issues, right?
Yeah, where he slapped him or hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But Quinn comes in, puts a stop to it. Like, how do you question a man who cannot speak? I gave my word that no one would die. Quinn always keeps his word.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dr. Venom's trying to be all like, bitch, don't you talk to me like that. And Quinn's just like, I know I have a contract with Cobra, and you know that Quinn never reneges on a deal, but it is you who will face me when my contract expires. It's like, dude. It's like,
I would not.
We'll discuss this later.
Oh, geez.
Like,
wow. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that conversation.
yeah. Maybe not.
Ooh, Jedi Ben's in the house. Just give me a Dr. Venom and Quinn 2-pack, please.
I love you, man. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jedi
So
Ben.
like we talking like classified series 2-pack, Quinn and Dr. Venom?
I don't know, because Super 7 has they got the deal with Hasbro to make the comic book and like comic appearance stuff. So I don't think the classified series is going to do this. It's going to be Super 7.
Would those be the Ultimates line, you think?
No, it's going to be their Reaction Plus, which is their O-ring line.
Oh,
yeah.
I want Gentle Giant sized.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
You got solo layout for that one. That's pretty damn cool. Jedi Ben says, I'm greedy. I want both scales. Yeah, I mean, you have it, have it your way, baby. It's like Burger King. But all right. So, man, the Joes are not looking good. They're tied up in what, in the back of a boat?
Yeah, pretty ratty looking boat. And they leave Snake Eyes for dead back in that building.
That's horrible. Like, why would they do that?
And it catches on fire. But he's okay. He just rolls around in the flames to catch the rope on fire. So he can break out of it and run out of the building all on fire.
Jeez.
Jumps in the river. It's just like
you do when you're on fire, right?
Yeah, like you do. You know, what happened to stop, drop, and roll? I don't know. But
no, it's stop, drop, it's stop, run, and find your next river. Find the nearest river.
Yeah. And he runs past these townsfolk, and they're like, "By all the saints, did you see his face?" And the one guy says, "I only wish I hadn't."
Oh, geez. Yeah. So his mask is burnt off. Damn. That's got to cost some extra damage too. Like, you can't just burn your mask off and like your face is okay too. I mean, you got to got to be a little extra crispy. You know what I'm saying? But Quinn's contract requires him to ensure the safe delivery of the computer chips. When they are loaded on the plane and in the air, my association with Cobra will terminate. Dr. Venom's like, good riddance. I mean, after you got a talking to from Quinn like that, I think you would want to get rid of him as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I would just keep my trap shut. I'd just be like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have more work for you later, though.
Really. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Let me put in a good word with Cobra Commander. But he's the one keeping the Joes alive. Otherwise, they'd be dead.
Yeah. Yep. Quinn can play both sides pretty well.
He really can't he?
Yeah.
I think he's a better written character than probably like him and Cobra Commander are like the best written characters so far, I think, in the comic book series.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of the Joes, like they're there to complete missions, and that's like it's hard to get like a deep dive on all these characters, right?
Yeah. But you know what Cobra Commander's about, and you know what Quinn's about. Yeah. And they've done a lot more with Quinn with far less material for him.
Yeah. Man, but who is it? Breaker always chewing that bubble gum?
Yeah, and it comes in handy because he smears it on the ropes, and the little mices eat the bubble gum and the rope. But meanwhile, less than a mile downriver, putt, you see these hands just reach up, and the guy's like, hey!
Snake Eyes coming out of the water.
And then the boat just goes, but. And this is like a weird island thing going on.
Is it Fantasy Island?
It's not my fantasy, but I mean, you know, if you're into barbed wire and concrete, you know.
Hell yeah. So he comes out of the water. Gung Ho is able to break free. And taking the remaining guards are taken out. But it's a cool place, actually. I dig it. I dig it. What is it? Oh, those are dogs. I was like, does that have alpacas or something in there too? But
I thought they were hyenas at first. I'm like, wow, they got hyenas. I'm like, oh, those are Dobermans? Nah, those aren't really Dobermans. But
no, Baroness, we have no more to fear from Snake Eyes, but let us proceed to the bunker and conclude our business. So they think Snake Eyes is taken care of, huh?
They do. But he comes back. And he pushes Breaker back on the boat and sends him away. Just points. And they leave. Snake Eyes.
Yeah. He's like a one-man show. He's like, I don't need anybody else. But just goes to show the sacrifice he's willing to take.
And he killed the Dobermans.
Yep, they are dead. And we got Quinn firing out the bunker.
And Baroness and Scarface run away like little punks. And stop getting smaller. Okay. Dr. Venom comes out to kill Quinn, but then he's like, "Oh, help me, Quinn! Shoot Snake Eyes! I was trying to shoot Snake Eyes." Snake Eyes is womp womp. Quinn's like, he's like not buying it. He's like, "Now I want to know what you were doing, sneaking up behind me with a Cox Luger." And Baroness is like, "We have possession of the virus and the serum. Both Quinn and the good doctor are redundant and expendable."
No.
And Snake Eyes still womp womp womp. Plane comes back, drops a bomb. Quinn shoves everyone in the bumper. Kaboom, baby!
Wait.
Snake Eyes, he's really gone this time.
What?
I'll get that, Baroness. It's the last thing I do.
No.
To be continued.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Yes. Joe Fan 84. It's good to see Quinn back. Yes,
it is.
That was a fun one.
I would have liked more Quinn in my life. You haven't read ahead. You don't know what's coming, do you?
I don't. No, I don't.
No.
Read it. No. Yeah, that was
Well,
good.
It's like the most epic showdown between Quinn and Dr. Venom. It's just like, dude, like Martin Scorsese level, just like
I can't wait.
Slaps. Yeah.
Is this the next episode, or is this like in the?
It's probably like 8 issues away.
Okay, it's in the story arc then.
It's in this story arc that just started. Yes.
All right. Okay.
So strap in, my friends.
All right.
We're going for a ride.
That's right. That's right. We're going to cover all 10 issues in one sitting. Just kidding.
No, we're not.
That's all right. You're not sitting, you're standing, right?
I'm currently sitting.
All right, fine. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I'm interested to see a much longer story arc than what we've got in the past, because
it's here, and like a lot of the first issues, just like, okay, these are just like ones and dones, and like we got this weird ass vehicle stuff, and it's but now we're starting, we're really getting started.
Yeah, because like, yeah, again, these came out once a month, so this story
once
arc
a month,
is gonna be almost a year long, right?
10
months. Damn. Yeah, I guess they figured that's probably a good way to get people buying the stuff again, because you want to see what happens if you have a self-contained story. Then you're like, oh, okay, that was great, but you want people to come back, buy the comics, buy the toys. Got to have that big old story. No, I'm interested in seeing how this one plays out. I don't know, maybe I should read the entire story arc over the next week, right? Because I'll have nothing to do, because it's Thanksgiving and whatever.
Well, that's up to you. I know what's coming. So
all right. Jedi Ben says it started as a quick hit advertisement story and then moved into a mainstream multi-comic storyline.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got a show. You're doing a show this Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I will be doing a show on my channel, Soundtracks with Birdman. On Wednesday night, I think at 7:30 Central. H Boomer and I do a show every Thanksgiving Eve. We just like go over like Black Friday ads, and we buy some stuff, and we just chit chat. It's nothing serious. We're not solving world problems or anything. We're just buying shit off the internet. So quite literally, I will be buying something. I just don't know what yet.
Yeah. Do you ever go out Black Friday shopping at the stores?
No. I mean, why? You can just do it all from, your tablet.
I did like it when like Toys R Us was still a thing. That was fun to go out, or just like going out at like 4 a.m. to go to stores.
But times are different now. There's no Toys R Us. The selection at Target and Walmart sucks. So you just. I mean, it's like record store day for Black Friday. It's like I know what I want out of everything coming out. There's like 2 LPs that I want. My local store ain't gonna have it. It's not there. So I just get on eBay first thing in the morning. I'm like, who's got one for sale? And I just pay. Okay, this sold for $40 in the store. This guy wants 120 for it. That's fine. It's done. It's over. I know I got it.
Done.
It's So
you don't have to go drag your ass around everywhere, all over creation.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Well, I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, you too, man.
We'll be back next Monday.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Yes, we will. Huntsville, all Macy's have Toys R Us. Yes, my Macy's does have a Toys R Us now. It's just not the same, though. It's not the same. But yes, everyone have a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you are taking some time off, enjoy your break, read some comics, play with your toys, and
be thankful for all that you are blessed with in this life.
I like that. And we will end it right there, out of the mouths of babes. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.